It's time to catch up with our friends at the Canny Group. And today it's Matt Stokes, who is a financial advisor with the Canny Group. And Matt, you're talking about something that I am only dreaming of at this stage.
Yeah, well, I am. Transition to retirement is the topic today, Roxy.
So, at this time of year where you get a little bit tired and it's been a long year, and I just think I'd like to transition to retirement. But then I wake up in January and go, no, come on, let's get back into it. Yeah, exactly. But it's not actually an easy thing, is it? Like, you can't just say, well, I'm going to retire and then off you go. You've got to really plan these days.
Well, you do. And transition to retirement that I'm talking about is a strategy that people can, at the right age, can employ to try and boost their superannuation and hopefully then make transitioning into retirement a bit easier.
Well, I know one of my sisters who's probably a little bit better with money than I am, but she sort of decided that she was going to change the amount that she was putting into a super, because I know that the rules around that change all the time, but with the view that she was preparing for retirement.
Yeah, so what she might have been able to do is at the right age, which is starts at least age 55, which is...
well, clearly I'm too young for that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But that's the preservation age in the rules for superannuation. And so if you're age 55 and above, you're entitled to start considering contributing more into your superannuation, utilising a transition to retirement account, and then access some of your super to keep your take-home pay where you want it to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, So this is the thing. I don't know that people really understand all the ins and outs of what they can do with their super.
No, that's right. Well, look, transition to retirement can be used in a couple of ways, and one of the ways can be to enable someone to top up their super and get up to their $35,000 concessional contribution limit. Mm-hmm. Another way that they can utilise it is to reduce their work hours if they've had a long career and they're looking to maybe start to wind down before they fully retire. They can also look to use transition to retirement to reduce their work hours and take something out of super to keep income where it is.
Yeah, I get it. See, the thing is now, Matt, like when you look at it, back in the day, 55 was old. But, now 55, you're in your middle age. I mean, people are saying that we will live until we're 100. And so you've got to really understand what you do with your super so that it's going to take care of you for as long as it needs to.
Yeah, well, and I think too that, with age pension entitlements under scrutiny and people not being able to rely on that as much going forward, possibly, any way that you can, boost your superannuation savings to fund that retirement, and you're right, we are living longer, so you're going to need more. So it's an avenue that that people can seriously consider if they're of age 55 at least. Yeah.
So transition to retirement is the name of this strategy.
Yep.
And if people want to know more, so I presume they just make an appointment and come and see you. But to me, I think you'd really need to be talking to somebody who's pretty specialised in super, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you want to because it's not for everybody. You may need a certain amount of income to make it work for you. You may need a certain amount of superannuation because there are limitations on what you can withdraw from super while you're still working under a transition to retirement. So there's a few factors to consider. Personal circumstances are different for everybody, so you do need personal advice.
Well, as we're drawing to the end of this year, it's probably a good idea if you're sort of in that space to really think about where you might want to be at in the coming year or the year after that, because it's really about even planning a bit further forward, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, because if you're not looking forward, you might be missing an opportunity, or you might be costing yourself. So, and as we talked about last time, there's age pension thresholds that are changing in January 2017.
Yes.
So, transition to retirement is something people should consider.
You really should be thinking about it now. Now, if you want to know more, you can see Matt at the Canny Group. They have Canny Advisory, which is financial advice, Canny Legal, and
Canny Accounting.
Canny Accounting. That's the group. They're all there together. Yep. I love the new name. It's wonderful. All right, so the Canny Group are the people. You're not going to miss them. Head online to cannygroup.com.au and see if you can't get in to have a chat to Matt about that. Thanks, mate, and we'll catch you soon.
Thanks, Roxy.